Hello, hello, my Vibrantly You community. Crystal Atkinson here, your Vibrantly You wellness coach, mentor, trainer, and friend. I am so excited by everybody who's messaged me, and they are just sharing all of their takeaways from watching that vision board check stop. It is really important that when we go through life, we don't just create a bunch of lists, create a bunch of ideas, and then think, I'm going to do these things, but never look at it again. I have realized that as a professional, as a teacher, we require our teachers, administrators to create what's called a personal professional growth plan. And generally, those are like mandated. You have to do them at the beginning of the year. And then what happens is the said individual creates this lofty idea. I'm going to do all of these things. And then they put them to the side and they don't look at them again until they have to review them. And then they realize that, oh, snap, I didn't actually, do anything towards them. And so I'm looking at some of the ideas that people are bringing to me, and they're like, Crystal, I created my list of 100. I'm so excited to make it happen. I've realized I really haven't worked towards any of the ideas I had for January 1st or whatever it may be. Well, let me tell you, there is a reason why your vision board sucks. There is a reason why your list sucks, however many items you put on your list. And it's not necessarily the things on the list. The problem with your vision board or your list of 100 or 111 or however many you have on your list is that you've treated this vision board like a list kids send to Santa Claus. You've heard me say this before. You have included great big vision ideas, dreams, like I'm going to do this tropical vacation. I'm going to have this romantic night with my partner. I'm going to create an unforgettable memory with my kid or kids. But you have spent zero time being intentional on how you're going to make it happen. Do you feel me? Do you suddenly go, oh, yeah, I've wanted to do these things, or I've got these big ideas on my board, but I have no plan on how to make it happen. I'm just hoping that it's just going to happen. I'm just going to show up and all the things are going to happen. Well, that is not reality, my friend. I really came to this realization in the last week as I am planning a trip to Disney World with my family in August this summer. And on my vision board, I have to create magical memories with my daughters. But I didn't go beyond that. I was just leaving the memories to chance. I thought we're merely going to show up and that'll be enough, right? Wrong. Absolutely wrong. I need to be intentional. So I already had a group chat with my daughters and my mom, who is coming with us, so excited. And on this list, we're just putting in ideas of we want to do this ride. These are our priority rides, or this is somewhere we want to eat. But it's really just kind of a wish list. So I thought, you know what? One of my daughters had sent me a TikTok of eating or drinking around the world at Epcot Center. And my girls love Epcot Center. So I thought, you know what? That's it. That's where we're going to create our magic. We've been to Disney World a couple of times before, Disneyland several times. So how do we create something new and magical that we are going to look back on and we will remember these things forever? And so I texted the girls and I said, you know what? We need to, each of us on our list, put somewhere we want to eat or something we want to drink at every single world or country when we go to Epcot Center. We need to be super intentional. This adds an element of extra love and care and magic to my family specifically, because my youngest daughter has a severe peanut allergy. So eating for her is already stressful. Never mind going to a new country, being in a new place, not really sure about practices of kitchen. So by us taking the time to say, you know what, this is what we want to eat. This is what we want to drink. We're going to go to each of these places and we're going to indulge in these things. That will create that memory for us, that creates that magic for us. But we have to be intentional. We can't just show up and say, it might happen, it might not, because you know what will happen? Nothing. We're going to get hangry. We're going to be hot. It's August in Florida, and we're just going to eat the first thing that comes along our way. And is there magic in that? Absolutely not. It just fills a need. The same is true in any area that we want to have magic happen. Anything that's on our board. So perhaps you have a dream vacation on your board. You're like, you know what, Crystal? I've got this tropical picture, or maybe a picture of Europe that I want to travel to. Travel tends to be a common one that are on people's dream boards, but I haven't done anything towards it. It's mid-July. I've got this idea. I want to make this happen, but I don't have anything else. Your first step is you need to be intentional. I talk a lot about intentional living. That's where the magic happens in life. Okay, so I want to go to Europe. Awesome. That's great. Where do I want to go in Europe? Where are the must go to places? When I think about going to Europe, do I want to go in the summer? Do I want to go in the autumn? Do I want to go in the winter? If I'm going on a dream vacation and it's tropical, maybe I want to go when it's normally cold where I live. Where do I want to go? We need to take that list, take those dream board vision items, and then be intentional. Plan when you're going to plan it. Okay, so it is Friday. I've got a bunch of things happening today and this weekend, but you know what? Monday, I have nothing after work or have nothing in the afternoon. I'm actually going to put on my calendar, plan my dream vacation. I'm going to put 2 hours where I'm just going to focus. But again, all of those things, I'm going to answer them. I'm going to create a plan to plan. That is so important. Look back at your vision board. Did you want to go back to school? You want to get a degree? You want to start a fitness routine? You want to write a book? What is something that is on your vision board? Whatever it is, pick one of them and put planning time on your calendar. When in your next 7 days are you going to plan to make that thing happen? That doesn't mean you need to start the thing, but you need to have a plan to start the plan. Okay, does that make sense? So if I want a fitness routine, do I want to leave the house? Am I going to do it in the house? Is there certain equipment that I need that I don't have? Are there certain clothing? Do I need a special bra? Do I need a yoga mat? Do I want to leave the house? What's the type of trainer that I want to work with? Do I want it cardio based or do I want it strength based? What do I want that to look like? You need to have a plan to make that plan happen. I want to write a book. I have many, many people who say, I want to write a book. Okay, when are you going to write it? Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to get to December 31st. You haven't lost the weight. You haven't climbed the mountain. You haven't taken the dream vacation, and you don't have a page written in your book. Why? You haven't been intentional. You haven't been intentional. Because life is busy. Things will get in the way. Welcome to being human. I say that a lot. Welcome to being human. Life gets really busy. Life gets really complicated. Things happen. Stress comes our way. But when we have a plan for a plan, it's going to happen. And then the beauty that starts to unfold is it becomes easier and easier and easier. Early on in my marriage, when it was really tricky to be married, I don't know why it's not so tricky to date. And then all of a sudden you get married and you're like, oh, this was hard. This was really hard. Early on in our marriage, we decided we were going to make date nights a priority. And at first, we had no idea how to make that happen. So what did we do? We started by, okay, we've got this new baby. We're going to leave her with my mom. Or at the time, it was often my brother and sister-in-law. My mom had lost a baby, so she didn't like keeping babies overnight. So my brother and sister-in-law would keep our baby, and we would simply go to our closest city. We booked a hotel room, and that was it. That was all we could do for planning because we just didn't know what else to do. Well, luck would have it that in that hotel, there was a comedy club. We love to laugh. love to laugh. So we started simply by going to that hotel, going to the comedy club. That was step number one. That was on our plan. Fast forward many years later, we now can say, oh, we want to have a really juicy date weekend. What do we want it to be? Do we want lots of intimacy? Do we want lots of laughter? Do we want to try something new? Has become really easy for us to create really magical date weekends because we've been practicing this a long time and we're really intentional about making it happen. When we want to go to a certain type of theater or live event, we look for those events. We look for things to happen. We make them happen. They don't just happen by chance. Nothing happens by chance. That's one of the gaps in growth that we explore through Maxwell's 15 undeniable laws of growth. Like, there are all of these gaps that hold us back. And just assuming that growth is going to happen, it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's step number one. Look at what you want to make happen and then plan for the plan. Plan for that to happen. Okay, that's step number one. In the next 7 days, write it below. What day are you committing to just making a plan for your plan? Because you're not just going to start working out if you don't have dumbbells, if you don't have a mat, if you don't have a trainer, if you don't have a video, if you don't know who you're going to follow on YouTube. You need to have a plan for the plan. Okay, so that's step one as to why your vision board sucks. It's not that it sucks, it's that you don't have a plan to bring it to life. Another way our vision boards suck, and I noticed this again, generally working with my private clients, my one-to-one clients, is we start to uncover the fact that their vision or their dream is not their dream. It's not their vision. It's not something that they actually want to have happen. Maybe you can relate. When you look at your vision board, you look at your pictures, you look at the things on your list, it's like, yeah, I do have that. I need to remodel my guest room or I need to fix this part of my yard. But I actually have it there because when I had the last company, they made a comment about the spare room. Or my husband was like, you know what? We really need to get to this part of the yard. We need to clean it up. We need to do the. So I have it on the board more because I feel obligated. I feel like I should. I feel like this is something that just need to do. So it's not that it's something that makes me feel alive. It doesn't bring me energy. It doesn't bring me joy. It doesn't excite me. I just feel like it's the responsible thing to do. Okay. Module 3 in the launch. Those of you who are there, you know this. It is all around really looking at your dream, really looking at your vision, and asking yourself, is this dream my dream or is it somebody else's? Because when it's somebody else's, the likelihood of us making it happen is pretty small. Because we'll always have a reason, we'll always have an excuse. There will always be something that says, we better do that later. We can do that next week. I actually think fall is a better time, so I'm going to leave this for a couple of months. When you have something that is yours, when it is your dream, your passion, your vision, nothing will stop you. Because you know what? When you want that dream vacation, you're going to research. You're going to find out that, okay, I'm not going to go to Mexico in September because that's hurricane season. Okay, I'm going to cross that off my month. But I'm going to discover that February is a dream time to go to this location because fill in the blank. You've taken the time to plan for your plan. And then you started to look at, okay, these are the resorts that fit my budget. These are the resorts that are super calm and chill and relaxing. And I just need a place to just completely calm my whole system. Or I need a place that's go, 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 go. And I've found a list of resorts that have a whole bunch of activities. I don't even need to leave the resort if I don't want to, because there is like salsa dancing by the pool. There's yoga on the beach. There's volleyball in the pool. There's aquafit. There's karaoke night. There's all of these things happening. I know these are the types of resorts that are going to fit for me. but I've taken the time to plan to make that dream happen because it's my dream. It's something that I want. It's not something that I feel I should do. Okay. I should apply for these jobs because my boss thinks I'd be amazing. I experienced that a lot. I was told by a superintendent, you know what, Crystal, you're going to be a principal. The first time I heard that, I was like, I don't know. I don't know that I want that. I don't know if that's what actually fits with my passion. So look at what's on your vision board and make sure every single item on there is your wish list. It's what you want to make happen. And then come up with that plan to make it happen. Now, does every single thing need a plan for a plan? No, no, not necessarily. I use the example of going for those really fancy milkshakes in the vision board check stop video. You don't necessarily need to plan that one. If you're like, you know what, I could show up and I could have the cotton candy one, I could have the cheesecake one, I could have the brownie one. It doesn't matter. I just need to show up. I just need to go order my milkshake. You know what? You probably don't need to plan that a whole bunch. You could simply put go to milkshake shop in the next 2 weeks on my calendar, make it in, send an invite, contact your bestie, have a date with your significant other, your kid, whomever, make it happen. Just go do it. Just go do it. You don't need to do a whole bunch of planning. So not everything on your board needs to have the planning, but the big things do. The making the fitness plan happen, the writing the book, the going on the dream vacation, going back to school, those things you need to plan for the plan. You're not just going to show up in September and enroll in your social work class. That's not going to happen. You need to apply. There are some steps you need to make sure are happening. So your vision board needs to be so much more than a wish list, my friend. It needs to excite you. You need to look at that and go, this is the life I want to live. I need to go outside more. I need to feel vibrant. I need to touch the trees, roll in the grass, go for a kayak down a river. I have things that I want to do that are both really big and they're going to cost me time and money and resources. I know that. I have a plan to make that happen. And I've got these other things that are just the sprinkles and cherries on top in my life. And I also can make them happen because they're on my calendar and I can make them happen. Your vision board, your list should remind you that you are in control of your life. You're not just leaving it to chance. You are making it happen. You are creating a vibrant life. You are in control. You are owning your power. And that is why I created the program, The Launch. I wanted to help women have this blueprint on unpacking who am I? What do I want out of life? Where am I going to go? How am I going to make it happen? That's the whole launch program. It's who am I? What do I want? How am I going to make it happen? And then launching into a more vibrant version of you, the person you dream of. That's why I get so excited about that, because it changes people's lives when you dig in and you do the work. It's not just watching the video, but it's making it happen. It's doing the homework. Perhaps you look at your list or your board and you realize that, you know what, Crystal? I have these things, but I've got some big emotional blocks. You talk about putting up brick by brick by brick to protect myself, holding on to anger, holding on to resentment. I know I have work that I need to do in that area, and it's really preventing me from making my dream board come to life, by making my dream list come to life. My word that I had for my year, I've got some blocks here. Maybe you need to work on trust and forgiveness. I really feel called to lead my community in a process to embracing trust, to empowering themselves to forgive, to live vibrant. And so in August, that first training series that we're going to do is all on creating emotional freedom through trust and forgiveness. And so for those of you who also are a part of that membership program, so this is if you're watching this in the Vibrantly You community, it's just a free community. You may want to add on the membership, because that membership package is going to have a whole series on trust and forgiveness. And it's just going to unlock so many doors for you. It's going to help you understand trust on a very deep level. And I don't just mean trust with others. I mean trust with yourself, trust with your creator. Trust is everything. How do I forgive? Why am I holding on to things? So the I Am Vibrant membership in August, that's where we're starting. Trust and forgiveness. If you're not already there, it's simple. Add on your membership. You get the early bird pricing of $111 a month for as long as you want it. Come and go. You might be there for certain trainings. You might be like, yep, August, September trainings I want. Maybe October's not for me. You cancel it that month. It's all good. This is a come and go type of membership. But as long as you keep that membership, you get to keep your grandfathered into that price. So that's pretty cool, because as the price increases come fall, you get to keep that 111 forever. That's yours. But if trust and forgiveness is yours, that membership group, that's where you want to be, because you're going to unlock that. If you are in the launch, you get membership for free for a whole year. So no problem there. You can do great things. You have the power. And I believe in you. I believe in you so much to create a vibrant life. I experienced so much trauma as a kid. I had so many blocks early on in my marriage. I had so much hurt, so many things. And once I realized that I could take those bricks down in my life, once I realized that I was in control of my power and I didn't need to give that to anybody else, I didn't need permission to live a vibrant life. Once I became super intentional, everything changed. Everything changed. And it can for you too. You have the power. So my question for you, my takeaway question is how? How are you going to ensure that you are creating a vibrant second half of the year, pulsating with life, making things happen, not allowing any excuse? There's no time in the world. There's no gap that you can't overcome. How are you going to make it vibrant? And that's on you. Okay, takeaways. You need to be sharing them in the group. You need to be adding your friends to the group who you're like, ooh, we need to be doing this vision board check stop together. Add your friends to the group. Make sure you're tagging them. Share this with others. I am so happy to be here with you, ladies. Make today vibrant. Bye for now.